Good morning. Welcome to Lunar Beatus Crypto. I am David. Man, what a wild week we just had. Bitcoin ETFs approved. Yay. Right? Yay. Yay, Bitcoin ETFs approved. And of course, mega dump. Welcome to crypto. Is all I gotta say. Now, I got a lot more to say than that, but you know. Yeah, so today we are going to go over the bull case, the bear case, the crab case. We're going to go over everything that I can see happening that is a possibility to prepare you guys for anything that may happen. Now, I want to say that I myself this past week was a little bit kind of wishy-washy, to be honest, because I didn't know what to expect. Now, I was cautiously optimistic because we were heading into, we were at a macro. Let me just show you. We were at a macro fib level. I need a different chart. The 0.618. What's going on, Alex? Yay! So glad to see you, brother. Glad to see you're doing well. You made me. What about the birds and the bees? We ain't talking about no birds and no bees. I have to agree with I found Alex's comments about welcome to crypto to these hedge funds pretty hilarious. It's like, of course. But yeah, major news catalyst plus, exciting euphoria, major news event, ETF, every single time this has marked a top or even a short ETF. Hey, you want to short Bitcoin? Well, now you can do it down here at the very bottom. So that marked the bottom. So it's like every single time one of these ETFs or ETPs, exchange traded products, get released, we have a reversal in the market. But is that what we're seeing? Are we seeing a reversal? Are we going to just absolutely just nosedive to Valhalla from here? Like, our boys Crypto Savvy and Blockchain Backer think is we're going to do? I don't know, but I will go over that case in this live. I'll go over that, and I will go over crab walk, and new all-time high this year. I don't know. Just hold on. Just wait. We're gonna get into it, but first we need to figure out what the heck happened. Okay. Now I did post on the Twitters. Or on the X. I'm sorry, Elon. Don't ban me, or whatever. No. Anyway, I posted this. I'm just gonna go over this real quick. I posted this. Where is it? All right. So I said we need new investors that weren't part of the seeding phase before we see any bullish price action. This is true. That's part of it. All volume we've seen today, this was Thursday, was what the funds expected, hence why no Omega candle. So the funds, they go out, they buy Bitcoin prior to the ETF, which is why we get the upwards movement leading up to the ETF. That way they have the Bitcoin on hand to sell to their customers when they come in on ETF day. And they seed the certain amount of money. This is how much we think we're gonna need to buy Bitcoin with, and then we get what happened. But let me just go ahead. The funds bought the BTC in advance, which is what has caused price to move up over the last couple of months. Currently, funds have no need to buy more Bitcoin as the volume is matching their expectations. Doesn't mean we can't see an increase in demand at some point. that requires the funds to buy more Bitcoin, but they could also be getting more demand on the side. Could also be getting more demand on the side and buying over the counter OTC, which won't immediately affect the market. And I'm going to get into this in the next tweet. So others are all about the FOMO because they don't understand this dynamic or just weren't aware. It's true. And I had my doubts about an Omega candle, and so far I had reason to doubt. Can we get an influx of new big players into Bitcoin, causing more demand and pushing price up? Absolutely. However, many will want to see how the ETFs perform first. True. It could be as soon as tomorrow, next week, or months down the road. No one knows. For now, the strategy that rules all is DCA. Stay safe, friends. And remember, yada, 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 yada. All right, let's go to bookmarks. Let's try to break this down a little more. So I found this one tweet. I thought he broke it down real well, so I'm just going to go ahead and go over that. So this is by Christopher Inks, trader and market psychology coach. I've never heard of him in my life, but I think he broke this down well, so bring it up. Remember, the spot Bitcoin ETFs are cash create and not in kind, which means they're subject to T+1, like GBTC. We're seeing a sell-off in GBTC, or T+2 redemption. In other words, moving out of GBTC, for instance, and into lower fee vehicle like IBIT means the BTC has to be sold by GBTC, which is Grayscale's Bitcoin, and then bought by IBIT, BlackRock, as someone moves from Grayscale to BlackRock. With the redemption periods above in mind, this isn't all happening immediately. So the redemption period, T+1, that is time plus 1 day. T+2 is time plus 2 days. Whatever the T means. I'm not really sure what the T means, but I'm thinking it's time plus 1 or to something plus 1. I'm not really sure. If you know, tell me in the chat. I'm gonna pledge my ignorance on that. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that the 1 and the 2 are days, meaning someone goes and they give you the cash for the Bitcoin, but it takes 1 day for them to go get the Bitcoin and put it in your account. So that doesn't show up on the blockchain or in price until a day or two later. If it's the weekend, if it's a Friday, Thursday, Friday, then we might not see how that affects price until Monday. So that's why I'm kind of like, all right, a little bit kind of like, all right, let's kind of wait until next week, or let's give this some time. I saw another one. We'll go over that too. I got to go and find it. But anyway, let's just finish this off. So stop listening to your large influencer accounts. I'm not large. Please like me. Where was I? Stop listening to your large influencer accounts trying to tell you how unsuccessful yesterday was, or anything else having to do with the ETFs and their impact on price action yesterday, especially if they're referencing GBTC outflows. Today's earlier pullback in Bitcoin was likely due to GBTC selling, per the example given above, and T+1 redemption. So if we assume movement from GBTC into another ETF, then we should expect buying by the other ETF. But again, with the likely T+2 redemption, with the likely T+2 redemption. I messed up with my inflection on reading that. So that would give us Tuesday of next week at the earliest to see those buys reflected in the price action. So basically, we got to deal with this now in Bitcoin and crypto. We got to deal with this crap now. Good morning, V-Slim. Good to see you. Dave Digital in the house. Sandy Watermoon. Yeah. That's it. Sandy Watermoon. If I sound like I'm a little blah, blah, like congested, it's because I am. Yesterday was not a good day, and it kind of sucked. Because, I was trying to get out here and whatever and talk, and I had no want to. Can we go, this guy commented, can we go back to blockchain where everything is settled in minutes? crypto granny from Wall Street is too slow. That's what I'm saying, man. So we gotta deal with that now. That's gonna be a part of it. Welcome to stocks, crypto, and stocks, welcome to crypto. It's kind of like, yay, we've joined to. It's an historic day because we became part of the legacy system, and depending on how you look at that, you can see it as one of two things. Either one, you hate it because you don't want anything to do with the legacy system, or two, you think that this is like a Trojan horse. Once we get Bitcoin in there, things start to change. That could be the case. Who knows? Oh, my energy drink is frozen. I left it in the car last night. Alex, I saw those pictures of the blizzard up there in the Canada. Dude, I don't know how to tell you this, but if that were to happen here, it would be absolute mayhem. The South cannot handle snow. We can't handle an inch of snow. It's a whole thing. We let kids out of school for an inch. Like, for real. For 1 inch of snow, kids are out of school. Go enjoy the snow that we never get, But yeah, it's crazy, those pictures that you're sending, man. But anyway, let's go ahead. What was? Oh yeah, I want to look up another one. So Eric, this guy, Eric Balchunas, is a senior ETF analyst at Bloomberg. He's been covering this whole deal. Okay, so I haven't gone over that, so I don't want to get into that. It has to be GBTC outflows causing BTC to plummet 7% after an 80% run in 6 months. Value investors. But all right, I'm not gonna find it quickly enough, probably. But basically, I wanted to just say, he basically had a thing that said just give it some time. Like, he said it's a multi-year process. I believe that's probably true. People aren't going to like that because what does that mean? I mean, I'm not entirely sure. We're just going to have to go day by day and see how things go. Now, if this is just a GBTC sell-off here and we're just waiting for that money to go into Bitcoin, the only thing is, all right, so we still need new investors because let's just say that all of this is GBTC. Let's say all of that goes back into Bitcoin, or goes into another ETF. Well, then that means we're just going to come right back up to here, right? Or like just right up in here. Well, we got to have new investors coming in to step up the demand to push the price higher. How much higher are we going to go? So let's start with let's just start with the bearish case. So we've got a couple of bearish cases. One of them is that's it. That's the top. That was the top. Major news catalyst, marked with euphoria, marked with an exchange traded fund, an ETF, all this good jazz. That marked the top. Sentiment was through the roof. Kind of lackluster because of what happened Wednesday. It's like all that pent up energy just kind of got released, and then so the actual like ETF day, instead of the false SEC fake approval day, we get the actual one, which was just kind of like and it happened after hours, and barely moved price. So it was kind of just like, man, kind of sucked, So, was that it? Did we come up, hit the 618, and now it's done? Is that going to be it? Let's go to market cap. 618 on a market cap. Is that going to be it? Are we going to get up to 1 trillion market cap and then plummet? That's the question, man. That's the question. These are levels that I would be watching if we are to break. If we are to break this recent high at 49K, that 702 at 53,000 is the next level to watch. We also have, I believe that's a weekly fair value gap, or maybe monthly. Looks like a weekly fair value gap there, and we also have a monthly fair value gap in the exact same spot. So right there, and look where we hit on the monthly. Nailed the monthly fair value gap and got rejected. Right at the 618. It's like, damn it, why didn't I short it? I should have listened to myself. I should have listened to myself. I should have had more conviction that that was at least going to be a top. I don't know if it's the top, but it was a top. Clearly, it was a top. Now we have, fortunately, Bitcoin is still 24 hours. We can see some moves over the weekend. Could you imagine this thing moving up? All right, let's look at some ETFs real quick. Let's look at BlackRock. Straight down. Dead. It's dead. It's already dead. Already dead. Now, price is already moving up. It's already up a little bit. Let me see. When did this sell-off happen? 1330. Hold on. When was this? Oh, I'm stupid. This lines up with the stock market, stupid. All right, so we're here. So this is where price ended on the day. We got another dump after market closed. And now we're trying to get back up to where we were. Then, now if we move price up, what if we get like a little short squeeze over the weekend? And we come up here, and then we gap up on our Bitcoin spot ETF. I've got all of the ETFs here. You can see them on the screen a little bit. Got them all. They're all in the red. They're all -5, -6%. So look at this. It's like we talk about it for months, but then it actually happens. We don't believe it. I know, man. I don't know. That's the thing too. It's like everybody's like, "Where's all the buying pressure?" It's like, I'm sorry. Have you been here the last couple of months? Have you been here through any of this? You don't think they were buying here? Like seriously, you don't think they were buying here? They were buying here. They were buying here. And they were distributing here. No, they weren't distributing because they couldn't. They couldn't sell it yet. So now that we got up, marked that price up, now we can sell it at a premium. And now, like with most ETFs, we get a reversion back to the mean, which could be, we don't know. That's just whatever the market ends up pricing it at. So we can look at a couple of things. I mean, I won't get into that because we don't know. We don't know where that's going to end up. So I don't want to guess too much on that front. I want to go by what the charts tell me. I don't want to go by, 200 daily EMA sitting at 30. Everybody thinks we're going to 30K. Everybody thinks we're still going to blast off to the moon. Sorry, I'm still dealing with this illness, so I'm trying to think of where I was going to go with all of this. All right, so I'm pretty sure I got the vid. Pretty sure. I've been sick for like 3 weeks straight. I've had some brain fog going on, so I'm over it. I'm over all of this. Every single bit of this. I'm over it. This kind of looks like a distribution to me, and like this is like the spring phase of the distribution, and then it just rolls over. But we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. So if you are a bull, we have a couple of different things we can hope for. Okay, a couple of different things. So one being, we can go choppy sideways, maybe go down, retest that breakout level down there at 31K. Let me use something else or get off of this magnet here. So come down there to where we broke out from. You know, that was strong resistance. We have not come back down to back test it. So would not surprise me for us to trickle our way down to that level around $31,000. Would not be surprising whatsoever to see us get down there. And then we have more choppiness, sideways action going on until we can finally work our way out of there. We start getting grandma and grandpas and aunts and uncles and everybody's 401ks all up in the Bitcoin, and then that creates more demand, and then we start getting less and less supply, and then price starts going up and up and up. So, I'm not all doom and gloom. I don't know. I don't think we're going to see new lows. I honestly would not be surprised if we came back down and took out these lows. Because why? If you've been following me for any length of time whatsoever, equal lows. They're freaking equal lows, and I hate them because they got to be taken out, man. They almost always got to be taken out. And with these, they're just sitting here. I'm just like, man, could you imagine coming back down, taking that out, hitting that 20K, 21K, somewhere in there? I'm not calling for it. I'm saying it is definitely a possibility because of those equal lows. There's obviously liquidity there. So the powers that be may want to push price down there to get that liquidity that's down there. Just saying. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see if buyers start stepping in, if price starts coming down here, if buyers really start stepping in and trying to hold that price above 30K. So that's two levels right there. We've got the breakout level, and then we've got our equal lows down here that we could see get taken out before we start moving back to the upside. Now, if we go and look at GLD, which is the gold ETF, and we go look at its history, and we go look at 2004, I believe. And people said, don't compare it to gold. It's like, well, I mean, you kind of can. It is digital gold. So, but let's look at it. What happened? We had an initial sell-off on day one, a little pump up on day two. Then the next week, I mean, just kind of went going. But then you had a sell-off, right? Sell-off for like a year or so. And then you had a choppy sideways accumulation. This is business. Now, think about this, okay?